Travel is an essential part of modern life, enabling people to work, explore, and go about their daily lives. However, the environmental impact of transportation is significant. Globally, the transport sector accounts for approximately 24% of energy-related carbon dioxide emissions, with road vehicles contributing the majority. Addressing this challenge is critical for reducing emissions and achieving net zero. Transport heavily relies on fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases and contribute to climate change. In the UK alone, domestic transport is the largest emitter of greenhouse gases, accounting for around 27% of total emissions in 2021. Cars and vans are responsible for over half of these emissions, with aviation and rail contributing smaller but notable proportions. Electric vehicles present a promising solution to reduce transport emissions. EVs produce no CO2 emissions, significantly lowering air pollution in cities. The UK government has taken steps to accelerate EV adoption, including a ban on the sale of new petrol and diesel cars by 2030. Incentives like grants for EV purchases and investments in charging infrastructure have also encouraged uptake. As of 2024, EVs account for about 20% of new car sales in the UK. However, challenges remain. The production of EV batteries is resource-intensive, requiring significant amounts of lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which have their own environmental and ethical implications. Recycling these materials and transitioning to greener battery technologies will be critical for ensuring long-term sustainability. While EVs are important, public transport offers even greater potential for reducing emissions. Rail transport, in particular, is among the most energy-efficient modes of travel, with electrified railways offering near-zero emissions when powered by renewable energy. Despite these advantages, public transport in the UK faces significant challenges. High costs, unreliable services, and limited coverage in rural areas discourage its use. Train fares in the UK are among the most expensive in Europe, and bus services have declined sharply in many regions due to funding cuts. The government has introduced some measures, such as subsidised bus fares in specific areas and investment in rail infrastructure projects. However, critics argue that more needs to be done to make public transport affordable and accessible. Active travel options like walking and cycling also play an important role in sustainable transportation. These modes produce no emissions and offer health benefits for individuals. The UK government's Gear Change plan aims to double cycling and increase walking by 2025, with investments in dedicated cycle lanes and pedestrian-friendly infrastructure. Aviation is one of the fastest-growing sources of emissions globally. Although it accounts for only 2 to 3% of global emissions, its impact is amplified at high altitudes, where emissions contribute to additional warming effects. Efforts to reduce aviation's environmental impact include developing sustainable aviation fuels, improving aircraft efficiency, and exploring electric or hydrogen-powered planes. Sustainable travel is essential for reducing emissions and mitigating climate change. While progress is being made in areas like electric vehicles and cycling infrastructure, challenges remain in making public transport more accessible and affordable. By addressing these issues, the UK could move closer to a transport system that is both environmentally sustainable and inclusive for all.